Hello and welcome back to the PTP Personal Trainer Portal podcast. Today we're on episode 48 and it's going to be the next sub episode of what PTs suck at. We started this the other week on episode 46. Today we're talking about showcasing results. One of the things PTs suck at. I know I'll hold my hands up and I will say I wasn't the best at this a few years ago, especially when I was in a public gym. How were you with it, Pete? At showcasing results?
I definitely sucked at this at the start. Definitely.
What do you think was one of the main reasons?
I think it's a bit of anxiety. Obviously, you're fresh out of PT school and you think it'll be easy to ask someone to take pictures, but maybe you've got someone in and you can clearly see they're low in self-esteem and confidence. And maybe they're wanting to lose weight because they don't like the way they look, which is really common. And you're now saying, "Do you mind if I'll take some pictures of you before we start the training?" Obviously, they've come to see you at their lowest point potentially,
Yeah.
and they're not really happy with their body. And you're now saying, "Well, do you mind if I get my camera out, and take a picture of you not looking your best?"
Yeah.
But I think when you first start out, you're not really. I mean, what we we would both agree with this. We were rubbish maybe at talking to clients. So it's only with experience and how to do it and approach it. If you can tell the benefits to someone of why you're doing it and the reason, or you're not just sticking on your Instagram just to make you look like you're a good PT. It's for marketing. It's for your business. The success of your business hinges on that. And if you can get across to the person that, all right, this is probably going to be a bit of not the best experience,
Yeah.
not just for me, but for you in the future, you'll be thankful we did this.
Because 9 times out of 10, I always say that to people. You might not be the most comfortable with doing it now, but think about in 3, 6, 9, 12 months' time, when we get you to where you want to be, we can look back on this photo and you'll be able to see how far you've come. And as soon as, normally when I say that to people, that's when people buy into it. If I just said, oh, I'm going to take some progress photos, if that's okay with you, and that's it, people are going to be like, I don't really want to, because I haven't explained why you're taking them. As Pete just said, if you say something like, look, I'm going to take them now as a measure of progress. 3, 6, 9, 12 months down the line, we'll take another one. We can look back at how far you've come and all the results you've made, as well as if you're comfortable with it, we can show it off and it will help me for my business and I can actually help other people just like yourself. So if you explain why you're doing it and not just putting it on them at the last second in the consultation, then it's going to be a lot easier.
I think you've nailed it there. I think it's about, let's call it educating them in the reasons why you're doing it and the benefits of it. If you include that in your consultation, we've discussed having a structure to your consultation, haven't we, Lewis?
Yeah.
If this is in your structure of you educating people on why it's important, because there's a lot of misconceptions out there. People come to you and they say they want to tone up and they want to lose weight. They think it's just all about the scale weight, don't they? Essentially, and they don't consider the measurements, the inches that come off. Not the weight doesn't always drop on the scale, does it? But you might lose a few inches off your stomach and things like that. And it's easier to showcase that in a picture, isn't it? So it's just educating them on that. And if you do it properly, I think you'll find you'll get very few people that will object to it.
Exactly. So once you have got the person to a point of where they're fine with taking some progress photos, what do you think are the best ways to advertise your results? Because I know people might be listening to this and thinking, well, right, I'm taking progress photos, but how should I show?
Well, obviously the social media, isn't there? Depending on if you've got much of a following on there, you can always do that. But obviously, I mean, we'll touch on this in a point or two's time, but it's not just here's Sarah before and after. Have a look. The caption has to tell a story. It has to tell the viewers what Sarah's problems were, what her obstacles were, what her life looks like, because that's how people relate and that's how marketing works. People buy into people. So if you can tell the fact that Sarah's got a busy family and she works long hours and for her work, so we came up with the system to help her not just grab convenience food, cook homemade foods, take it to work, telling stories, then people relate to that. But also having marketing stuff around the gym, having a word with the management. Is there an avenue where you can put that up, have a banner, some paperwork or a booklet of results to showcase people? There's lots of different ways to do it.
And a good thing about that is if you're speaking to someone or an induction, as we speak about leading people down the conveyor belt, where you're speaking to someone providing value on the gym floor, and you say, look, well, I've actually just worked with Linda, who's got the same problems as you do. You're struggling with losing a bit of weight and toning up your arms and building strength. Linda's actually just gone from where you are now to where you want to be, all in 4 months. And these are her photos. And then if you've got a banner up or you've got some photos on your phone, you can just show them. You can show that person who you're speaking to and trying to help the proof of that person you're talking about, so they know and can visualize and see that you've actually helped someone just like.
I remember I was talking to a PT a while ago, and they had a little booklet. Those booklets you can get, and you just put paperwork within like Polly Pocket sort of
Oh yes, yeah.
plastic wallets, and they would have it in the consultation. So having it in the consultation before getting to that story is another good avenue, because if someone's sat on the fence a little, you can give them the booklet. They can see the story. They can see the results in front of them. But someone I was talking to, they would actually, the way they'd do a consultation is they would have this booklet of past results from other clients, and they would have it on the table in front of the client that they were having the consultation with. And it would be clearly labeled what it was. They might open it a little bit, and then they'd just say, I'm just nipping to the toilet, or make an excuse to leave the room. And they'd give it 5 minutes. And what usually would happen is the client would be sat there waiting. They couldn't resist it. They would have a flick through the progress in results pictures. And then you're almost letting them see that for themselves. You haven't pushed it upon them. Then they'd come back in and they might bring it up, and that would help them get sales.
Techniques like that are perfect. Indirect selling.
You're almost planting the sales stuff there, and you just let it out, aren't you? So it's not
Exactly.
almost a hard sell.
And I think the importance of testimonials and progress photos of a client's journey is because it is relatable. It's relatable to someone else who's in the same position. If someone's struggling with something, we've spoken about this before, if someone is struggling with a certain aspect, like losing a bit of weight or getting fit, healthier, all the generic stuff, they don't want to feel like they are the only one in their position. They want to know that you have helped someone in their position. One, it shows you as an authority figure. They know that you can help someone just like them. And if they can see results and see where and visualize and see the people you've helped get from A to B to C to D to E, all the way to Z, they know that they can then be that person as well. So naturally, as Pete just said, they're going to ask you about it, and they're going to think, this is the person, this is the guy or girl who was going to get me to my goal. So it's going to be a lot more of an easier sell if someone sees some results and some testimonials, because they can follow a journey and relate to themselves. So it's always going to be easier for them to visualize it and then buy into your PT.
I think as well, it's social proof, isn't it? So I think as a PT, if you're listening to this thinking, am I making the most of my results that I'm getting with clients? Am I showcasing them? If you're sitting and thinking, probably not, you've got to think as every time you get a testimonial, every time you get progress pictures, before and afters, that is almost like TripAdvisor. So when you want to go to a restaurant, you maybe go on the website, and the restaurant website, they're going to show you the best stuff. They're going to have the best pictures. They're going to have the caption saying how wonderful the food is. But quite often you want a bit of social proof before you decide to go that. So you would maybe go on TripAdvisor, where people can obviously put reviews of this restaurant on there. I don't know about you, Lewis, that obviously I go on TripAdvisor to look at restaurants, and I often look at the pictures that people upload.
Yes, I do it all the time.
That's real food, what it really looks like, not the Instagram filter that they put on. So the more you can do that and get that social proof, it'll just help that buying decision that people are making about consultations and
Completely agree. So if you're someone who is not being showcasing their results, if you are in the category of being the PT who sucks at showcasing the results, take a few of these points we've spoken about in this podcast on board. Start approaching some of your clients, especially when you first sit down with them in a consultation, and explain why you want to take them and how it's going to help them mainly, but also yourself, to help people just like them, because people want to also feel like they're helping other people as well. So, hope you enjoyed this episode. Showcasing your results, what PTs Suck At, episode 48. We're closing in on that episode 50. Who would have thought? Thank you, everyone, for sticking around. If you're an avid listener of the PTP podcast. If you want to take your knowledge to the next level, if you're a PT who's struggling to get clients, you're frustrated with not knowing how to earn more money, and you're overwhelmed with actually starting out in the industry, we've got a completely free gym floor personal trainer masterclass training linked in the description. It's completely free. I'm going to run you through the exact systems me and Pete have taken and other people have taken to earn more money, get more clients while reducing the stress. So sign up for that. Like I said, it's completely free. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you in the next one.
Cheers, guys.